Hello there, beloved Sacred One, Awakened One. This is Monica Bermudez, an intuitive quantum energy healer, coming in to provide this intuitive energy report for the month of April. I can't believe we're in April already for 2023, as time has really been strange, actually. For me personally, it has been very accelerated and I almost don't feel it. And then there's times where I feel like I am in this future time loop of different timelines in the future. Like sometimes it will feel like I'm in September of 2023. And it's like such a weird feeling. And I'm wondering if anybody else is experiencing that weirdness with time. I would love to hear your comments on that and what it's been like for you. So definitely the energies have been all over the place, especially now that we've had this tremendous, huge astrological shift that just happened in March. As we had like some major astrological events happening, one of them being the Pluto in Aquarius, which we are right now, and it is going to last until June, and then it's going to come back again in 2024, and it's going to settle in a very strong way. So these are just like little glimpses of the future to come, and it's here now because of these transformational changes. So that's what Pluto and Aquarius is all about, is these major transformational changes. And at times it may feel uncomfortable, and there's going to be some major changes as well in the financial world and the structures that we're building. So in this video, I intend to just share the 5 things to know about the April of 2023 and the energies, and how this is going to be such a renewal, refreshing time, which is what it feels like, is some kind of like renewal, initiating type energy. And it feels like overall it's just integrating, you know, a lot of the March energies of all these astrological events that we just had. So just changing my position a little bit here. So I want to just ignite this video by first of all sharing this Andara crystal and the energy of it, because it feels very appropriate, as it feels to me right now like we need some of this energy support for our root chakra, because there is, you know, with a change that sometimes causes a major shift in our root chakra. And now that we are in the sign of Aries, as we're entering April, though, right, Aries represents a lot of the root chakra. So we are definitely being, I would like to say, like, I guess, tested of our stability as we are, you know, in this midst of chaos. And I personally have been going through some major physical transformational changes myself, where it is impacting a lot of my root chakra area. And I'm talking about the minor roots area, because the chakra, we have the major root chakra, which is you know, above in the below the sacral area, below where the yeah, so it's like this reddish color, and it's I would say around the hip area, or below that a little bit. So a lot of that, when you go down your legs and your knee and all those other areas, it's like your minor root chakra that is connected to it. So there's definitely a lot of energy movement going around that, and it certainly feels that way for the month of April, which is going to be more changes. And this month itself, actually, there's going to be some other, of course, some other astrological major events too. And aside from the astrological events, there's also been like tons of like solar flares from the sun. So there's a lot of movement with those energies, and it's causing a lot of technology to have like weird glitches as well. And not to mention that the weather has been very interesting as well. It's been all over the place, if you've noticed, and just wondering how, you know, it's been for you in your area with the weather, because over in my area it's just been like unusually warm for the winter. So there's definitely, you know, a lot of those energies. Astrologically speaking, this month we are about to enter into the full moon for April, which is going to be in the sign of Libra. And Libra is all about the balancing the scales, and I'll talk more about that in another video. about the 5 things to know about the full moon, followed by guided meditation. And so then there's going to be a solar eclipse actually this month, and it's going to occur on the new moon, which happens on April 20, and it happens to be the second new moon for the zodiac sign of Aries. And many astrologers call this, when you have 2 new moons within the same zodiac sign, they call it the black moon. And so there is this double intention of energies within the energy of Aries, because as I mentioned, the Aries has something to do with the root chakra, or it has an influence on the root chakra. So we are definitely working on new beginnings for our own stability, in our own staying grounded on this earth with the new frequencies. So being rewired and being regrounded for that newness, or that new chapter in your life that is about to manifest with those intentions. So if you set those intentions in March, and then you have this other opportunity to also set those bigger intentions on this other new moon that is coming for April 20. And it's also a solar eclipse. And when it is an eclipse energy, these are some very major transformational energies. And the eclipse energy influence lasts for about 6 months. And because it's a solar type energy, I think of this being our solar plexus, in our place of power. So there are some major power transformational changes in our life, but it's a power where we are rerouting it or regrounding it into these new energies that we have been ignited from the start in March. And so there is also this spiritual warrior type energy that is surfacing right now. So it feels like there's this powerhouse of energy that wants to come through, and so we're being asked to step up in our whatever our purpose or mission is, that it feels right for you right now, that you feel like you're in alignment. But we are definitely being asked to step up in these new energies into being our own hero, being our own spiritual influencer, being more independent in ourselves. And the term that I use being heart independence, of working more with your own heart guidance, but more with a healed heart, not from a wounded standpoint of the heart. Because when it's wounded, there's just too much of this being led astray in areas that may lead to more wounded areas. And I want to talk about another video about the ego versus the higher your higher intuition, and the union of the two, because it will be very appropriate to talk about more about this year because of all these energies. So I want to talk about the 5 things. So I'm gonna leave the card reading for another clip of shorter videos, so stay tuned for those clips as well. And what I want to share though in this video are some of the 5 themes that I'm feeling intuitively that flows with this month of April. But just minor few announcements is that on April 20, I will be having the Circle of Quantum Conscious Creators, which is the new moon ritual that I've been doing every month. And I am excited to be having it actually on this new moon solar eclipse time of energy. So we're definitely going to work with the portal of the solar eclipse energy to really transform those new intentions into some bigger manifestations of our life, and really bring more of this fruition of energy, because April does feel that it feels more like this energy of this new intentions, as well as reviewing some of your old manifestations and how that's been for you. Now I'm planning to do this a little different for this new moon that's coming up for April, and I will share more about that as we work through some of the worksheet. And now most of my new moon rituals have been a little different, but this one will be slightly different in how I'm going to use the worksheet that I provide like every month, because we make it practical as well as energetic setting of intentions for that new moon as well, which is all about new beginnings and new chapters. And as I mentioned, it's going to be very strong because of the solar eclipse energy and this powerhouse of energies. So yeah, so definitely overall, just going back in general, like there's been some really weird dreams. At least I've been getting some really weird dreams that make no sense whatsoever. They've just been so random, but they've been so vivid and clear. And a lot of it is influential of the astrological energies that are occurring right now. But there's also some other cosmic energies that happen, or cosmic light waves of energy that are also entering our cells. And so it is also igniting more of our light body, because that's really what's happening to our bodies, is being transformed into this new human upgraded version and being more into this light body mode. And so a lot of that's influencing a lot of our dreams. There's definitely a lot of releasing going on in the dreams too. So that's been the latest on the energies that I've been personally feeling myself. But please share your comments below and how it's been for you. How, if you've been having these weird dreams too. Have you been feeling time in a weird way? For me, it's feeling like very, very accelerated, very fast paced. It's almost like I don't feel it. Sometimes I feel like I am in the future, or for most of the time, I do feel sometimes that I am in the future. And even though I'm here in the present, in this moment, it just feels like I am in this other whole timeline. So just curious if others are also experiencing that. So I will just go off some of these 5 themes to know about this April energy, and what is happening, and how we can just prepare for this as well. So in this month, it's about integrating these powerful energies in March. Some of the events that we had in March, like Pluto in Aquarius, and having received some new light codes of energy in March that have accelerated, and we're getting some new ones in this month of April. So that is why it's so important right now to continue to ground yourself as much as possible by being out in nature, or just placing your feet somewhere where you could just feel the ground of the earth, or just being in this meditative state to just imagine and visualize yourself in this grounded state. So whatever works for you, that you would just get yourself grounded. And I usually do my own express type groundiness. So sometimes, like if we're in a rush, because if you live in an area that is very fast paced, for example, as far as there's a lot of things happening, like a city, then you could do like this express grounded way, where just focusing on pretty much just telling your whole body, just setting the intention that I am grounded, and feeling that in your heart, and just moving that energy down to your feet and just feeling that. And so I do that, and it works for me. So I just wanted to share that with you if you're looking for something that is expressed. But if you have, of course, it is best to also find the time to go out and stay a little longer in placing your feet out in nature, or doing it in a much longer time if you have that time. So this is also part of self-care, self-investment. So it is always important to just make some time in whatever time that works for you, right? So number 2 is keeping yourself stable and grounded and balanced in all the elements within. So we're just talking about being grounded, but there's also another level to all this that feels that this month is just really working with the elements within us, like the air, fire, water, and earth. So there is some kind of balancing that is occurring, or that needs to happen constantly within ourselves. And it's just a matter of communicating with our own elements in those meditations. On a daily basis, when I do my meditations, I'm always in contact with all my elements within, and giving gratitude to each one of them, because they are part of your body ecosystem of how you're composed, as a human. And we all have those elements within us that are also keeping us balanced. So it is important to just do this on a daily routine, is to be in constant contact with them and communicating with them as well, acknowledging them and giving them that gratitude within yourself, with, you know, which they are a part of you, because we're like this mini earth, right? But we're also like this mini universe, so we're comprised of all these things within ourselves. And so the number 3 thing to know is to be mindful, heartful, and of your physical body. Listening to your body is so key. It's so important right now, because there is something to do with health. Because when we are receiving these new light codes and light energies, pay attention to how your body is reacting. It could be having some kind of physical symptom, and so listen to it if it's something that requires some of your health and your time to be taking care of yourself, or whether that's, you know, through like exercise or nutrition, or getting enough rest, for example, feeling drained, you know, and just getting the rest that you need, that your body needs, and getting the nutrients that it's asking for or it needs at this time. And, you know, just being on alert and just monitoring what your body needs right now, and just honoring it, and connecting that to your heart, of course, and having those two awareness of the mindfulness and the heartfulness of those two things. And so that's really where I've been so focused myself. You know, as I mentioned, my body's been going through some serious like upgrades, and I'm talking about my physical body, because like every single cell, it's also comprised of, you know, certain light codes and light body within the cells themselves. So as they are expanding and growing in light, they are also shifting the physical body, and is releasing old stagnant energies that may be hidden or deep within the layers, or they just be maybe actually what I'm feeling also is being recalibrated. So there is some recalibration that is happening. So if you're one that's been through like so much releasing, so much you know, releasing of these old patterns like me, then there is something going on with the recalibration in the body. And so that's what I've been feeling on my right leg. And the right leg, the right side of your body, actually represents the masculine side, which is associated to the left brain, and the left brain is associated to the analytical side, and the right side is associated to the left side of your body, and this is more of the feminine energy. So it's divine feminine, divine masculine energies. And so the right side is about creativity, and it's about being artistic and being in the flow. And so what I feel is that because the divine feminine has been expanding so much and is coming in strong, is this very powerful force of energy that is just so warrior-like, is what it feels like. And also, just so you know, divine masculine, divine feminine energies are in each and every one of us. So it has nothing to do whether you're a male or female. It's in everybody. It's an energy, and within ourselves. And it is a constant, you know, balance within ourselves as well. And which is what I want to talk about in one of my videos, upcoming videos, about the ego and the higher self. And so, you know, with these two energies, like you have, you know, your left side or your right side. If you're feeling stuff on your right side, that could be associated to the divine masculine energy. And I feel like because the divine feminine energy has expanded, has gotten so much strength in energy, that it is rebuilding the divine masculine energy, and in other words, like shifting it or transforming it from this old patriarch or old masculine energy, and renewing it. And so it's just being recalibrated. So that's what I'm feeling on my right leg. Is that it's been going through, it got injured, but there's no accident to any injury, first of all, or anything that you're feeling. And I feel that it is in direct link to these new energies and all the shifting that we are going through right now. So that is, you know, a lot to say for that one, but it's a very important thing to know. Be aware of your body and what has been occurring for you, where you're feeling certain, shifts of energy or, movements of energies, and just pay attention to that. So I do have a free energy transmission of light language that is also in the description of this video, where it it assists with the ascension symptoms when it comes to being out of alignment with these energies, because it happens. And I do listen to it also. And so if you're interested as well, it's free for you. All you have to do is just go to the link in the description. It's called the Quantum Realignment. And so feel free to download it and listen as much as you like. So yeah, so that's maybe another topic that I will talk about with the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine as well. So the number 4 thing to know about this month is that set the intention to ignite your desires in a new way that is appropriate for you and your own soul alignment and where things are moving. I feel there is some level of clarity also in revelations that is happening in this month, because when it comes to a solar eclipse, there is this level of revelation, some shocking waves of energy and information. So this is, something to really get clear about your intentions. So if you're going to do the new moon ritual, start getting yourself very clear, but also use the full moon energy to complete any cycles that you are done with as well. And so for the full moons, they're all about completing cycles. And so use that time, this energy, for those means, for, coming up with these new ways of making things come to these fruition, which is why, I was feeling this call and impulse to do something different for this upcoming new moon in April. And so the number 5 thing to know is to keep your heart open. So key, so important that you keep your heart open at this time, because that is where I call the love independence, where you have your own independence to your own love, access to your own universal love. And within that universal love, you are receiving your own intuitive guidance to where to navigate, as I call it, the heart GPS, because as these energies tend to be a little bit chaotic, there has to be this level of clarity and awareness within your own heart to really navigate these energies, but also be discerning, because with the level of information, of influx of energy that is coming from all over the place, do also pay attention to what your heart is saying. And so whatever resonates for you is, a message for you that you need to hear at this time. That goes for all of us. So, that is, the 5 things to know for this month of April, the theme for April. A lot going on, as you can see. It can be exciting, but at the same time, it could be a little nerve-wracking, because not knowing what is around the corner, right? But that is where the trust is, within our own heart, where the universe is flowing and guiding you at this time. And so I would love to hear your comments to know how things are going for you. And if you haven't seen my latest episode that I had on Love Light, Living the Spirit of Love, you can find a replay in the description area. Check it out. It's all about manifesting a new way, the 5D way. And so key right now that we need this for 2023. And as we move into the new years to come, as we're going to go into these super quantum accelerated times of energies and major changes and shifts in our life. So I am sending you all so much love. If you like this video, click like, share with others, subscribe for these other updates and energies of messages that are coming in other topics. Sending you all so much love. Bye for now.